Welcome, beautiful people. It's great to see you here this evening. Our beautiful rock that we're going to be speaking about is Ametrine. Ametrine is a combination of both amethyst and citrine. They are part of the quartz family, and we've been having a great time talking about quartz on Mondays. Minerals Live. Thanks for coming, everyone, and thanks for joining us in the chat. Hi, Zelda. It's great to see you. So amethyst and citrine is an extremely rare phenomenon because the conditions under which it was made have to do with. Now let's play a little bit of guessing here. Before we say exactly how the amethyst and the citrine became together to form Ametrine, let's review amethyst and the energetic properties. Okay, amethyst is normally associated with the sixth chakra. It has a very deep purple tone and is actually somewhat difficult to find in its very clear form. It is very prevalent around quartz mines and milky quartz. So it's common in its milky or opaque form. So its energetic is around the psychic energy and mental clarity and the sixth chakra, which is communication with the high self. It's used to attune and vibrate to spiritual and soul energy, and also to bring it from the crown chakra into the heart chakra. All right, so it's very heart healing, and it's used a lot in healing therapies. Now, let's talk a little bit about the healing properties of amethyst and why you want to choose amethyst when you're looking for crystals. One is that because of its structure, which is very much quartz structure, it's going to, once again, transfer and amplify energy very easily. So I actually have used it in electronics and where we actually put the waves or the heat into the amethyst stones, and it will retain that heat and that energy to be able to, for us as people to come and collect then when we touch the rock. So it's very good for charging. It takes a charge really, really easily. So it's a great stone for energetics. Yay. Okay. Now, as I mentioned, it's generally a bluish purple. Okay. Now let's talk about citrine, because citrine is a little more difficult to find. It has the yellow hue, and so it's associated with the power chakra, which is here in the midsection of your body. It's about power and money and force, having energy force. So it's good for strengthening, because weakness, we can be energetically weak. So the yellow citrine is a power and strengthening stone to bring in abundance. It's an abundance amplifier, and that's why I'm so excited about citrine, because, oops, sorry, we're shaking a little bit. Because when we use citrine and amethyst together as a combination, we are balancing the harmony of the energetic between the sixth chakra and the third power chakra, which means that we're connecting our spiritual force, our bringing in and amplifying our spiritual forces which we're bringing in and then manifesting it as power and harvesting it as money. So it's all about actually abundance. And we're talking about not a spiritual abundance, we're talking about a body abundance, so that the abundance is found within yourself, comes out to become money, to create that abundance and prosperity dynamic. So this is a path to energetically increasing our money, essentially. So that's great. Hi, Kate. Welcome to Minerals Monday Live. So our stone is precious because Ametrine is rare. There are very few places on Earth where you can find Ametrine, especially in the clear or gemstone quality. If it's raw and opaque, once again, it's not as, it doesn't have the clear, the lattice structure has a lot of just other elementals, and it's opaque and it doesn't reflect light. So we want stones that are clear and have a high quality to them, so that when we bring our energy, because it doesn't, these crystals don't just receive light, they receive all energy, and humans have energy, tons of it. So we give off our energy, and the crystals can exchange the energetics when they're clear as opposed to being opaque. The only clear ametrine that I know of is in Bolivia, which is in South America, on the eastern border in the very midsection of the interior of the Amazon in South America. So it's on the border of Brazil, and it's in a very swampy area. It's inaccessible. You cannot go there. So the mines are extremely limited and rare for ametrine. Okay. And then if you missed the first section, we talked about how ametrine is the connection between the third chakra, which is here, down here, and the sixth chakra, which is our psychic chakra. That's why it's known as a harmonizing and balancing stone between our spiritual nature and our everyday bodily needs, which gives us the force and the energetics to fulfill our prosperity and abundance, which right now means literally manifesting money. So if you do have the opportunity to find a clear ametrine, absolutely go for it. I wouldn't pass it up just absolutely go for it. All right, so here we are. We're in Bolivia. It's a swamp land. It's impenetrable. I think they have these special water boats with like these fans, kind of like in the Everglades in Florida, and that's how they zoom around on this. Now I'm going to feature a little reading here from the Ana High Mine in Santa Cruz, 20 miles from Bolivia's border with Brazil. The Anahi Mine. Okay, the Anahi Mine is where they mine the high-grade ametrine, which is the crystal which has both amethyst and citrine. So it's both purple and gold. Okay, and we're going to talk momentarily about the geologics. This is the location, which is in Santa Cruz, Bolivia, in the southern border of Brazil. And he explains how, in addition to the natural ametrine there, the mine is filled with, let me see, I have to take my glasses off. small amounts of amethyst, citrine, and anahite, which is lavender quartz. I have to show you this, okay? It's the perfect lead-in. Now, this is the thing about ametrine, and hopefully you saw the rocks on the thumbnail. Okay, here's the purple of the amethyst, okay? We see that? That's just like, boom, purple, 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 okay? So when the geologics, and this is what is so rare, and I can't find this in any book. I actually learned this while I was at the mining halls at Hearst Hall, is that when crystals form, we talked about this last week when we went down into the cave, there's a thermal reaction, okay? There's a catalyst, which is the chemistry in the fluid, okay? And then there's the germ, right? And then the crystal grows from the germ when the catalyst has the energy, which is the thermals. So the heat in the geologics, which are subterranean under the ground, are what's creating these thermal reactions and causing the germs, or they're like little seeds. They're seeds, and then they germinate, and that's why they call them germs. And then they create the crystals, and they grow because the crystals actually grow in a crystal structure. They're very aligned, okay? So when the reaction happens in these swamps in Bolivia, there is an uneven cooling and heat in the fluids in the system. And so when the reactions go off, one of them, which is more common, is the amethyst, but within it, it's the citrine, and that's because of the gradient in temperature, the difference in temperature during the cooling process and the formation of the crystal. Because inside the mine, it's not an even temperature. It has all these thermal deviations due to the swamplands in Bolivia, and the fluid structure is very complex with the channels there in the Amazon. So the Amazon has one of the hugest deposits of quartz-based crystals, okay? So that's what makes ametrine so rare and so difficult to create. Okay, so they don't say much about this, except it was really, really hard for them to get there because it was so remote. They had to build the grass landing strip in order for the pilots to even get there and then take the riverboat. Okay, that's literally how remote the Anahi mine is that they had to build a landing strip on a dike on the swamp with grass before they landed the plane, and then jumped in those special hydrofoil boats to get over to the mine in Santa Cruz. So that is super rare. So this is another thing I would love to show you, and then we're going to go to reading tarot. So get started with questions. Well, start asking your tarot questions, because as soon as I segue in here, hopefully by now people are starting to show up. Thanks for coming, everybody. Woo. Okay, so this is the thing about the reactions when it goes through the ametrine reaction. As reason why this actual gemstone is extremely valuable, it has more high-grade citrine than amethyst. That's not normally the case. So it's very, very difficult to get a stone of this size with this much citrine. But the main oddity about the amethyst when it goes through this reaction is the amethyst also gradiates, and there's a seam, like this weird little in-between zone between the citrine and the amethyst where it goes pink. And that's why I had to have this show tonight, is because this, slow down, little baby. This is rare pink. Oh, she doesn't want to slow down. Sorry about that. Slow down, baby. Rare pink amethyst. That's better. Now you can start to see it. A very rare pink, purple amethyst. You see how it's not really purple and it's not really pink and it's not really, it's like lavender rose. There it is. It's a very rare lavender quartz amethyst from Brazil, because the amethyst, like I said, it gradiates, and so it goes into this pinkish purple weird color. All right. Oh, it's not the polish on it, because you can polish. We went over, it's the clarity. So these are both opaque. These are both rose quartz. Okay, but you see that they're both absolute, which is not at all the same as rose amethyst. This is just regular opaque or milky rose quartz. This is polished. Okay, this one's been polished in a pillow. Okay, and this is raw, uncut, unpolished. So the quality of the rock is determined by the clarity, how much light can go through it. This one has tiny little splotches of clarity in it, but it's still considered an opaque. But you can see tiny little seams of light that sift through it. So in order to work with the energetics, when you choose your crystal, and you have, like, maybe you're lucky and you found a box of ametrines or something, or amethyst, you look for the clarity so you can see the light moving through the stone. You know that it will be able to transmit the energy when it's clear. If it's opaque, there's too many impurities in it. So you want, I mean, it can store energy and stuff. It's good, but you look for the clear rocks. That's what you want. Okay, questions. Questions about Ametrine, or are we ready for some tarot, baby? Okay, so I thought tonight would be a good night to read on, I hate to say it, but, I found out a little bit about those. Oh, God. Okay, so the 3 Trussians who fell out of their hospital windows, 2 of them were ladies, and they did not survive. And one of them's a guy, and he made it. He did not expire. And he changed his song and dance, and now he's talking a different tune. And then I just wanted to let you guys know that, in case you were wondering what's going on with all those doctors. And then I found out about actually, I've known about her for a while, but social media picked up on Judy Milkovitz, if I got her name right. And so, yes, it is true. She was arrested. She spent time. I don't know that much about the charges, what happened with her legal case. I know she was gag ordered when she was released. And the truth is, I wanted to ask a couple questions about her. What do you guys think about that? Okay, because she invented the science. And how's everybody doing tonight? How's everybody doing? She invented the science around something. Of course, we don't know what. And so I want to ask, and this is a great question. Did they put a gag order on her so they could steal her science for profit? Did they put a gag order on Dr. M because they wanted to steal her science for profit? Okay. Ooh. Wow. The 9 of Wands. They came for her. See that? They came for her. They came to put the gag on her. Look at them. There they go. Coming for her. Did they put the gag order on Dr. M so they could steal her scientific research? This is the card of too many choices, delusions, illusions is one of the readings. So it's possible that's a fake op-ed. This is the 7 of Pentacles. Once again, a set of sevens is an obstacle. So this is the obstacle they put on Dr. M. They took her money. They took her science. They took her work. They put her in a state of terror, of emotions. They defamed her. They defamed her. They took her stuff. This is the gag order. Okay, so we asked about the gag order. There she is. That's the gag order. So they could, oh my God, there it is, the 10 of Pentacles. Yes, so they could walk away with her work. See, there they are walking away with her work. This is like I hate to say it, but I won't name names, but these are like the bad doctors group. Temperance, so they could blend the science and the work she did to create the profit. So yeah, that's a yes, you guys. Wow. Okay, questions. I love to wrote you. Ask a question, Kate. What's your question, Zelda? Okay, so did anybody hear about the .gov website? I think I talked about it maybe on one of the other live chats. I found out a link to the .gov website. It shows that the CARES, I'm spelling it out because you might not know which act I'm talking about, was signed by President 45 on March 27th, 2020. It's known as the stimulus package, okay? So right now there is only one stimulus package, okay? Everything else is talk. According to my tax guy, there's about 3/4 of the people have already received their stimulus. And about 25%, or at least another 30 million individuals have not gotten their stimulus check yet because it wasn't directly deposited into the bank account. So for whatever reason, they didn't deposit it in my bank account yet. But SCOTUS rules on Trump's taxes tomorrow? Ooh, great question. Yeah, SCOTUS rules on taxes tomorrow. Okay. Well, I just had the 9 justices reading last week, and what I got was that they were getting this is for entertainment purposes only, YouTube, and just what I saw in a tarot reading, that there was deals being cut on monetary exchanges for votes at SCOTUS between the 9 judges. So the question is not even how they're going to rule, but whether or not they're actually going to hear it, because they've been delaying. And this is the other thing. I think you guys are aware that there's 4 planets going retrograde like this week. Pluto's already retrograde. Venus, I think, is going retrograde like now. And then the other, like boom, boom, boom. Oh, cool. You made it to the other life camp with the gang at Johnny's house. Nice. And so it's really about, will SCOTUS hear on Trump's taxes tomorrow? Because they've been pussyfooting around on this delay. And now we're going into a retrograde. There's the Temperance card. They're blending. So that's not a yes. They're not necessarily going to read on his taxes tomorrow. Ugh. 3 justices. What are their intentions? What the universe wants us to know about it? Okay, because let's face it, somebody could possibly be taking orders outside of the branch of their government. These are the 3 justices that could possibly be not upholding their oath to the Constitution to act independently of the 2 other branches of government. Okay? So what this is saying is there's 3 branches of government: executive, congressional, and judicial. These are 5 of the judges, which we already talked about 9, which is a majority, who are trying to get away with something. They're trying to enable Trump to get away with his tax stuff. Okay, here's the karmic group. Here's the Ruth RGB. The group, I might have said her name wrong. Okay, that wants karmic justice. This is the karma. This is that which cannot be withheld. This is reality that you can't get around, even if SCOTUS decides to betray their oath to the Constitution and the American people, which is essentially what they would do. Okay, and here they are, the 5 of them. Now you see, these are the 5, the same guys in SCOTUS who are trying to steal away, and see how they're fighting amongst each other, the 5, because guess what's in between them? Karma. And this is also in my deck the card of a Middle Eastern or Saudi connection. Okay, so this could be because the money that's coming in order to buy votes, okay, is connected to the Saudis, essentially. Okay, so those are the 3 factions at SCOTUS. These are their intentions. Oh my gosh, look at this. At the center of the reading is the sun, the illumination. Okay, so the function of a proper Supreme Court is to illuminate, okay, so that, well, actually they're to serve justice and make a court ruling. But at this point in time, in order for them to do the hearing on the taxes, they have to stop delaying and obstructing justice. And this is the card of illumination. This is the naked truth coming out. So at the center of the reading, this is the yes, they're going to hear. They're going to actually have a hearing. Now, the ruling, I can't say anything about that yet. Why? Because underneath this card of 5 SCOTUS judges is the army. The army. Okay? And this is going to connect right again to the priestess. Okay? Why? Because she rules the army. Okay? This is an army of the most valuable thing, which is going to be the vote in the Supreme Court. So the intention is that karma wants the vote to hear the taxes, to illuminate the truth, to come out. Now, this actually isn't just a walking away card. This is a card of this is actually a card of framing someone. This is like an arson who sets a fire and then runs away. This is like a thief in the night, a thief who is setting up the departure. And look how, once again, the departure of, and this is like, here they are, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 cups, 8 of the 9 judges. Okay, it's like they're setting one of the judges up. They're setting one of them up because this is gonna be like a bloodbath. Okay, but look, they're obstructed again by the karmic judgment because they know that the truth, the naked truth could possibly come out. It is possible it could come out. So, of course, there's so much obstruction here. Look, it's obstructing, coming out. Obstruction. Here's the truth coming out. Here's the head chopping, head rolling. And here's the army. Okay? Now, the intentions of here to illuminate doesn't look good. Because look at all this opposition and obstruction. Okay, what we need to know. The Hermit. Okay. This is the one justice who is holding the star. There's 9 justices, so there's going to be a pivotal vote. Okay? The fight amongst these 5 is going to be a pivotal vote. If they can't, and this is a reverse, this means they can't hold them. These 5 people who are trying to manipulate, boom, they can't hold them to the 4, and this means that person could flip. Only problem in the end, here comes the Emperor. In this case, it would be the White House. Okay, this would be whoever they're beholden to. This is what I'm talking about. The 3 separate equal branches of government. This final outcome says no, we are not having 3 equal branches of government. I am the president and I supersede the Constitution. The Constitution is vogue. Okay, so it looks really bad. It looks really bad. The truth wants to come out. This is a yes. They will hear it. Yes, they will actually have the hearing tomorrow. Okay? The karmic justice is put on a reverse hold. Look at this. The karma of the illumination of Trump's taxes is upside down. What that means is they're finally gonna look. But let's face it, I don't really think they're operating as a separate branch of the government. Not when I get the Emperor card in the 9th position, you guys. Well, this is SCOTUS. SCOTUS doesn't have to listen to the White House. They're not beholden to the White House in any way, shape, or form. There's factions within SCOTUS that is working in opposition to the truth, to the illumination on Trump's taxes. See? Bad, you guys. Really bad. What I don't understand is I know they're being bribed. I know they're being paid off. I know they're being, voting this and voting that. But what do they think they're getting away with? These are 9 Supreme Court justices. What do they think they're getting away with? Okay, so let's just look, since they don't want us to see what it is. What are they trying to hide? What are they trying to hide about Trump's taxes? What is it they don't want the world to know about Trump's taxes? They're not going to be very forthcoming. What do they not want us to know? Not what does Spirit want us to know. We want to know what is the Supreme Court of the United States, who has sworn an oath to the Constitution, acting on behalf of the executive branch of the government. And what is it they're trying so hard to let Mr. Trump get away with? Because that's just not right in any sense of it. Here's the reverse 8. This is counting votes, you guys. Okay, so this is counting the votes at SCOTUS. It's upside down. Okay, this is meaning they're not voting as a separate branch of the government. Again, what is it they don't want us to know? One of the justices knows and has all the power here. That's what this is saying. There is one justice in the Supreme Court who knows all. She's spilling it, you guys. Look. Because this is the card of democracy. And reverse democracy doesn't mean there's still no democracy. What she's saying is she's spilling the beans. She is spilling the beans about the luxury and the opulence and the spending and the taking advantage of that Trump has been doing. Here it is, Ace of Pentacles. Wow, you guys, this is it. This is Trump's tax data. This is the truth about Trump's money. Okay, so what about Trump's money is so important that they don't want us to know? Because it says here that one of the justices is going to spill the beans about the opulence. Okay, the opulence. And, Ace of Pentacles, that's a big deal to draw that in the outcome position. That means one of the justices is going to spill the beans. The truth is going to come out. What I think about that, about the Trump has bullied and threatened everyone. Okay, I'm not saying that Trump is a victim, but he actually is being a victim. He doesn't realize it because he's being double played by the Russians. So he thinks he's doing it for his own good, but they're setting him up to take him out. No, it's one of the justices. One of the 9 justices. See how this is 8. 8 and 1 equals 9. The 9 votes. This is the 9 votes on Trump's taxes. Yes, the money stuff is coming out. The one justice knows everything. She's spilling the beans. And the 8 other votes, which may or may not be cast fairly, because we know that there's co-opting in the SCOTUS on behalf of the executive branch, is not going to overrule the Ace of Pentacles. Okay? So, once again, what about, what they don't want us to know is this opulence, but we're totally aware of Trump's opulence. We know he squandered all this money, but what about this taxes specifically is so important for SCOTUS to hide? Because they don't want this to come out for a reason. It's probably a cover-up for Mitch McConnell or some senator or something, that because the gang's all here. You know what I'm saying? International contracts and everything. So what in those tax filings does SCOTUS need to hide? The betrayal. Okay, so obviously, okay, well, this means the betrayal to the American public. About the agreement made between 3 countries to start an army and propaganda, because this is all about communication and having an army of communications to result in, like I said, this blood to be spilled. They don't want anybody to know how bad Trump really took advantage of the American people. Okay, because if they knew, it would be serious. So the Supreme Court is going to hide his betrayal to the American public. They're going to hide his foreign investments. They're going to hide his army of communications and files. This is probably meaning they've got to redact or censor or classify a ton of it, because they don't want everybody to know how bad it really is. Right now, the emotional loss would be too difficult. Okay? Oh, yes. Good night, sweet dreams. I'm on Pacific too. This is a night stream for night owls. Thank you for coming, darling. I truly appreciate it. We're going to be, we'll be finding something out, but not so much that it will be like earth-shattering news to sway the elections. Okay, good night, darling. Good night. Sweet well, dream of that beautiful golden color of citrine and all the power it's going to bring you. And not just USA, but the lies he told Deutsche Bank, because, oh my God, yeah, he lied on so many forms. Oh gosh. Oh gosh, oh gosh, oh gosh. I've been following that darn money trail with Trump for so long, and it keeps, okay, this is what's happening. It takes me to the darker side of where I have to use my personal judgment, because once it starts going into that group of really, really bad people and bad energy, we know that we don't need to know more. And every time we follow the money trail to find out about the Kushner money laundering and the Millennium and the Ghislaine Maxwell, it always ends up going to these chicks like, what's her name? Radmila Martiana, or they're all these Slavic chicks. Oh my God, there is one thing I have to do. Guess what? Proud Donald will have something to celebrate for Father's Day because June is going to be hell for President 45. I don't normally do Trump readings, but guess what? I'm doing them for June. And the reason why, and don't worry, Kate, you'll have a chance to catch up on this later, is because he's hi about that. Hi again, I'm back. Did you see how they censored me so fast when I talked about that? You know, it must be true. Okay, so did you hear what I said? Are you guys back? Oh, believe me, if you have a chance, you want to watch this reading because this is what's real. I've been seeing a pregnancy for a while. Okay, so this pregnancy has got to be at least 5 or 6 months old. It was a setup, okay, and it's not Ivanka. Ivanka is not pregnant, okay. I'm DJT. Hi, greeter. Hi, Kate. Okay, we just got censored temporarily, but I'm back because I'm doing a reading because Donald is going to have the month from hell, and it's called June. And I know everybody's like, oh, Bobo, what's happening on DJT in May? Hi, everybody. You guys back? Thanks for coming, greeter. Thank you, Zelda. But you've got to get in on this. Okay, I've been seeing the pregnancy for a while. It's got to be at least 5 months into the pregnancy. And I kept wondering, is it Ivanka? Because they're having a baby in the Trump dynasty. Okay, so that's a given. I don't know if you guys know that yet, but I think Donald Trump has something to celebrate for Father's Day. He's going to be a new dad. And I did a reading on this earlier, and she's very young, possibly less than 18 years old. Did you hear about DJT's new babies? Congratulations. Okay, I don't know if the baby's here yet or if it's going to be born in June, but he's going to have the worst June of his life. Okay, so we're going to ask about, and I'm not asking about a baby because that's a little baby, and the girl. We're going to ask about the girl. Okay. All right. So is he having to send her hush puppy money? Is daddy having to pay off somebody with the hush money? Ooh, this is weakness. This is weakness because it's strength upside down. So Donald was in a moment of weakness. Oh God, I'll bet he was. And this is waiting. Okay, so right now he's waiting. That infers possibly it has not arrived yet. The child might not be here yet. In the recent past, he met with her. Okay, here he is with her. Okay, she's young, she's beautiful, but it's in reverse because when I did the initial reading and I found out about it, it turns out she was sent. She was sent to give him a gift. Okay, so here she is coming to Dondi with her gift. Look, honey, I've got look, congratulations, we're priggers. Okay, that's her little gift, which was essentially used to take advantage of him. That's right. At this moment, this is the truth, you guys. I told you these cards, I'm telling you, I don't. Okay, I would like to say one thing about my channel, Alternative Health. Okay, first of all, I don't make predictions. The cards predict. So when I receive predictions, it's because the universe offers them to me. I didn't ask ever, is he having another baby? I found out about it, okay? So this is the present moment, is the truth about the money at the Supreme Court. At this very moment, his money stuff is sitting in front of SCOTUS. And guess what? The lady he has to pay off now might not be on the books already, but I'll bet you he has past money on the books having hush money. Okay, so right now he's waiting for the news of the birth is what I'm assuming number 3 is, and that the baby hasn't arrived yet. And that number 10 of wands, he's overwhelmed with the burden of being a new dad. Poor guy, he can't handle the responsibility of taking care of a baby. Imagine somebody like that trying to rule our country. He was in a moment of weakness. Right now he's waiting for she was sent to give him a gift, only it was a setup. The truth is sitting at SCOTUS right now about his money, his hush puppy money. Here's his hush puppy money sitting in front of our BG, and his final outcome is he's overwhelmed with burden. Yay! Okay, yeah, I got censored, but I was a little too overexcited about the darned baby on the way for Donald. Okay, so let's look at greeter. Okay, so how long will it take us to recover from his this funky administration? Is that a good question? He's, you know what? I'm going to say this about a burden. He is burdened, and so he's playing a victim number. So whenever we focus on him not being our problem, then we don't make him our problem. Does that his problem our problem? So let's not make his problem our problem. Does it make sense? Because I've been able to cut back on my emotional response to the news thing by doing this tarot thing. I don't have to rely on the news as a source. So we're asking each other for the news because we want to find out the truth. So we found out the truth today about Dr. M. She had a gag order put on her so they could steal her scientific secrets and use them to blend into their own profit structure. We found out that SCOTUS and Supreme Court is having a fight between the 5 judges who are being preempted or co-opted. However, there is one judge on the Supreme Court who is in control. And I think we know who that is. And she ain't putting up with this. And so, yeah, the Ace of Pentacles is there doing the hearing on his taxes tomorrow. No more monkey business, boys. Okay. All right. America is being held hostage. Well, not really, because we have social media now. Now, it's true that we are being watched and censored. And so we have to be very careful. And it's extremely, okay, we don't realize how much power we have over social media just by meeting about this, because that whole Bill Gates thing, like with him and his, 2020 ID microchip, whatever thing he wants to do, word got out about it. So people aren't just like, they're not getting over the way they used to. Like Elon Musk and his weird grime baby thing, people know about it. Okay, they can't just hide. They have a lot more transparency before. And so when we share the information between us, especially on live streams, it's super useful. Like, I didn't even know about that whole Michael Flynn thing the other day, because, there's only so much news that's going to pop up in my feed. And then that's really huge news, you guys. This whole Michael Flynn thing and this whole Roger Stone thing is really, really big. Like, there's underlying forces here that are basically mafiosa style. So we've got way more power. Okay, so this is the thing. Trump is scared, and there's a certain set of astrologies that's lining up. So everybody keeps asking about when. So let's do the timing. Okay, so when the moon, okay, and I'm going to cut this deck. I'm going to show you guys what happens to Donald Trump every quarter moon, because this guy is really a lot less powerful than people allow him to be. Every quarter moon, every week, okay, especially every off fortnight, which is every 14 days, when the moon goes to the first and third quarters, he loses more of his people in his camp. They walk away from him. They leave him. They're Mitch McConnell. This is the card of the Mitch McConnell camp walking away, saying, we can't support you, Mitch, anymore. This is over the top. You're just an absolute traitor and treasonous bitch. I'm sorry, YouTube, but, he is one, person who must be, this is mutiny, okay? So every 2 weeks, he loses more. He loses more in the polls. He loses more people to support him. He keeps losing more staff. He even fires more inspector generals. That's right, Kate. He's here to serve the people. Trump is super scared. Yeah, and remember those social media posts, like 99% of them that you see are created to literally give watchers a knee-jerk emotional reaction. They're not there to give you information. They're there for shock value and clickbait to see how many more people can watch that news clip. Okay, they don't care about whether or not it's the truth. So it's really a lot of mind garbage. Okay, this is the actual army of social media posts that are designed, this is what I was just saying, to make you feel a certain way. Okay, every time you watch a CNN, every time you watch a Fox, anytime you watch a Peacock, anytime you see Amy Goodman or Rachel Maddow, every time they put out that clip, it is purposely designed to get you to, this is them hitting you on the knee with a stick. They want you to go, ow, 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 because they know that that is what improves their ratings. Okay, and in reverse means it's not meant as information. Okay, it's meant to have a reaction. They want you to hit a button, okay, because they count the click-throughs. Literally, they count the click-throughs on the social media. This is the first quarter moon. This is the third quarter moon, okay? This is in the background, the ship. You see this? The foreigners are arriving, okay? So every couple of weeks, they jerk, okay, it back and forth between the Democrats and the Republicans, all those stupid poll numbers, okay? This is actually a card of poll numbers because what Donald Trump is worried about more than anything right now is his ratings and his poll numbers. Okay, so these are his poll numbers, which are hanging in the balance. He's waiting for the overseas interference, but as we know, North Korea has had a huge change of power right now. And oh yeah, guess who KJU didn't show back up again, even though he's supposedly alive. Yeah, that's real. Okay, that's him waiting for the North Koreans to save his butt. But guess what? Somebody's not home. Yeah. This is, once again, working on the votes. This is all about voting. Donald Trump is scared about his ability to manipulate the upcoming election because, let's face it, we all know about 2016 by now. Oh God, look at how bad this reading is. Like, there's nothing hopeful here. This guy is in a state of remorse. Okay, this is his current position, is like when he's just sitting here waiting to get smashed over the head. See, only it's like this. Like, it's more like in between his legs, just smashing him up. Why? Because he's in victim mode. Okay, he plays victim every cycle. So on the new moon, he plays a victim. On a full moon, he plays the victim. But on the first and third quarter moons, he goes into flip out mode. Because guess what? Judgment comes upon him. Suddenly, the other two branches of the government, the Supreme Court and the Congress, start to interfere with his little pity party. Okay, so what this is reading is what happens every 2 weeks to Donald. Literally, every 2 weeks. He just keeps going through this bam, bam, bam. Oh, poor me. Save me. North Korea, save me. China, save me. Russia, help, help. I might not be able to interfere in the election this time. Oh, poor me. Oh, poor me. And then, wham, he gets hit with reality. So what this reading is saying is every 2 weeks, you guys, it's just a downward slide for Mr. Trump. Every 2 weeks, by the end of June, he's going to look bad. Plus, he's got to deal with the baby maybe thing on top of it. Oh my God. Okay. When Biden wins. When Biden wins. So we don't say if, we say when. Check out how much better that word is. When President Biden takes office. Okay, he puts in the most experienced and qualified people. Da-da. So see how different that sounds? I'm Pacific time. I'm San Diego, LA. Well, you guys, I think we're wrapping it up for today. It's been just over an hour. If you made it late, the first 20 minutes is a great story on Ametrine and balancing and harmonizing the third and sixth chakras so we can bring our soul's purpose into our power chakra and manifest money by doing the work that we were meant to be here on earth doing. In a lot of ways, he is great in their minds because he speaks to them on their level so he can relate to them. And that just shows what ignorance and a lack of education does in our system. It's good night, people. Good night. It'll be interesting to do more reads. Yeah, a quick crystal question before we go. If you can just ask it here, Zelda, my dear, and then we'll say goodbye. Because we are actually looking about getting some more really great topics and guests coming to interview for Minerals Monday Live. You're welcome to ask one last crystal question. I have to admit that the meditation we did inside the cave in Mexico last week was incredible. I woke up the next day. I was like so relaxed. I felt like I spent the night sleeping in a subterranean crystal cave. Like I just dreamed there. And the opposite of fear is love. And so love conquers all. And so it is well within the realm of, it was next level. It was one of the best live streams ever, except for the buffering. That is one thing. I got rid of buffering. Yay. Okay, Zelda, what is your question? The crystals, like the colors. When you see crystals, are the colors more or less effective? Okay. What's important when you choose your crystal is once you've decided which color you want and the energetic that's aligned for you and your purpose, okay, you want to look for the clarity, how clear it is. These are opaque. So you want the clear ones. These are the clear ones. This is the very rare, right here, this is the very rare purple. Here, this isn't showing very well. This is the very rare rose amethyst, and you can see it's clear. So you look for the clarity, for the light to go through, because when you do energy transfer work with crystals, okay, you want them to be, there it goes, yay. You want it to be clear so you can see through the crystal. Sorry, I'm going through a fingernail healing crisis. To be able to have the crystal, have the light go through it, as opposed to opaque. See, this is not clear. So you look for the clarity. The colors correspond to the energetics of the chakras. So we talked today about how purple is the crown chakra. Okay, the higher energy is going to be blue and purple. And why citrine harmonizes, because the yellow is the power chakra, the third chakra. Okay, so that's where force and power come together. So when we put the yellow stone with the purple stone, which are actually complements on the color wheel, we harmonize and balance. Sorry, I bumped the mic. Harmonize and balance the energies between the mid chakra and crown chakra. So when we receive the energy through the amethyst from our soul purpose, we manifest down into money through our third chakra and bringing it into the body. That's why it's considered a prosperity and abundance amplifier. Yay. And it is part of the quartz family too. So it is fairly abundant. So amethyst is wonderful and pretty easy to find. Citrine a little less so. All right, everyone. Good night. Good night. Sweet dreams of beautiful purple colors. If you want, you can just dream about the colors shining in you. It's amazing. You just surround yourself like a pillow of purple. Oh. All right. Good night, you all. We'll see you next Monday. Love to all. Blessings. Good night. Something wrong with this.